I'm just having that start right there. So background information. And, all right, background information, and so let's get things started. So what do you do for work?
I'm a business analyst actually.
Oh, business analyst. Okay. Are you kind of working as an like did you start your own company or?
No, I'm working with the machine company right now. Recently come to Canada just a year ago. So
Just 20 days ago?
just a year ago.
This is a year ago.
Yeah.
Where are you originally from?
India.
India.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there I have worked as a oil and Scotland in an analytics department. So I was taking care of the risk infrastructure and business development.
What got you to Canada? What brought you to Canada?
To be honest, a better environment, a climate, yeah, less traffic.
Less traffic. Okay, yeah, the population is so tiny here, right? Absolutely. How are you liking Canada so far?
Super, to be honest. Yeah.
Oh,
Kids are enjoying that, so that's what I'm about.
That's really good to hear. So originally, when we started this customer survey, we're looking for people who love cars, essentially, right? And so most people who answered the survey are people who are into cars or like cars and whatnot. So one of the questions I wanted to ask you today was what got you into cars? Where did you find your love for cars?
From the childhood, I would say, because throughout my life, my father, we belong to a very middle class, a lower middle class family, and he just had a dream about it. So once I went into my engineering classes and everything, so I had an aim that there should be. This is something which you can say a family situation or something like that, which made me more curious about cars, and then I started getting into the technicalities of it.
Okay.
What happens, which kind of engine is used, and what technicalities used, what is luxury, what is sport, and all this stuff. So yeah, gradually it kept on improving. And, today, yeah, I won't say that I'm crazy about that, but yeah, somewhere I'm passionate about it.
Are you very hands-on?
Mechanically, I won't say much, but yeah, as far as the front-end driving is concerned, I'm not going to do that.
Oh, okay, that's very good to hear.
Yeah.
That's very good to hear. So I'm gonna ask you a few questions. It's gonna be all related about cars, and then I'll introduce you to the products that my group of entrepreneurs are basically trying to create. So in a survey we asked about pet peeves, certain stuff that you dislike in the car, whether it's someone eating or someone smoking in your car. And so basically I want to find out what are your pet peeves and why do you have certain pet peeves, such as the one you will speak about.
One is for sure for food, and I won't allow anybody to have food in the car. Smoking is kind of, it depends with the person whose car is that, and why and when and where is the requirement. So that would be. Apart from this, in a car, I think people use loud music and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think those systems should not be there. That's what I hate about it. I respect the young generation or the level next or something like that, but I really hate that.
Loud music, right?
Loud music, and even if you're sitting on the car and those movers are just beating your head like anything.
I think if it's able to get to this certain noise,
you're driving, you have to be comfortable with that. Okay. Even if you are very happy, the music can distract you somewhere.
No, absolutely.
It's some kind of sound input coming from some other thing. So yeah, that's what I hate about rest. I don't think so. That depends on the circumstances. What is happening?
Yeah, even with the sound, it's kind of like you have to buy aftermarket parts in order to get that kind of.
Exactly.
Because most stocks are like.
Exactly. And nowadays, most of the car companies are actually to attract those young generation buyers are using those high-end speakers, and they have lost their neutrality towards the environment.
Yeah.
That's what something should be changed. They should think.
Yeah. That's very good feedback in terms of that aspect. Now, usually when people have certain problems in certain daily lives, such as like, let's say you have, if you have a dirty car, you would like clean it, right? You can do it yourself, or you would buy a vacuum to suck it up with all the dirt on now, right? So, and one of the questions was really pertaining to whether you have accessories in your current car. So I kind of want to go about find out what kind of accessories you have in your car and what made you ultimately decide to buy said accessories. So can we go about firstly kind of explain what aftermarket accessories are in your car right now?
So when you say accessories, that means
Anything
interiors.
Yeah, interiors, mostly interiors.
Well, to be honest, I mean, I couldn't get a chance to buy a new car over here, so I'm still using a used car.
Okay.
I didn't go for any specific requirement because I just got a fully loaded car.
Okay.
So it has all the deck, leather seats, everything. Yeah, but in India, actually, I bought a Toyota product almost 4 years back.
Okay.
So that's called Toyota Portion. It's a high-end SUV. So yeah, for that actually, I went for so many modifications. Like heated seat. I mean, cars here, like if I take an example of automatic transmission system, in India, still it's a luxury. So 90% of the cars are manual.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So if you are really good with money and everything, then you opt for such kind of features like automatic transmission, airbags, all these. These are still a luxury class in India. Yeah. So that is what actually I had to get, installed, and then preheated seats, and then extended the speaker systems. As I said, I hate loud music, so I had to get into the soothing things and all this stuff. And then interior curtains and a little bit of here and there. I have kids as well, so I have to take care of high chair and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Get that settled. Yeah. So these kind of.
I was thinking a little bit more about this accessory you buy in like stores within your car. For example, accessories such as like people buy cell phone mounts, GPS systems. So not
actually that was completely inbuilt. That's what I said.
It's inbuilt, right?
It's a fully loaded car, so I just replace it.
Okay. Do you currently use a air freshener in your car right now? Okay. And yeah, so basically, I just want to find out a little bit about the said air freshener, and we'll use that as an example. Which kind of air freshener do you use in your car now?
I won't be able to give you the name or the model name, but it's like it gets fit into the brand.
Oh, it's one of those clip ones, right? Like
clip.
The Caprice or
Exactly.
one of those ones, right?
Yeah.
Who did you buy that, or did like your wife buy that?
My wife. Whenever she's going out for groceries, she does that.
How often do you pay attention to this said air freshener? Is it a big part of your car right now?
It is. It is. Because my wife is very picky about it because she doesn't like that smell. If it is stinking, then she wants it. So
what would make it stink?
Of course, you don't clean your the sole of the video before.
Yeah.
Okay. And sometimes you are bringing grocery and vegetables and everything, and anything which is edible is left in the car. After some time, when it gets soggy and it creates a stinky smell and all. So yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Do you own pets? No. But you said earlier you have kids, right? Would they be a contributor to the smell because of kids playing around, right?
Sure. Yeah.
How old are your kids actually?
My son is 2 and my daughter is 7.
Okay, so the 7-year-old is enough to run
around. They are in full form.
For running,
messing the things around.
Oh, so they can definitely bring some sort of dirt into messing up the car. All right, so you never bought an air freshener, your wife bought it.
Yeah, okay. I mean, she knows that when everything is getting over or something.
Yeah, then
so she takes care of it, and then I take care of it replacing it.
Okay, how? Because this might be a little vague because you don't know who's buying it, but let's say you're buying a certain part of accessories or another thing, such as a cell phone mount. Some people have cell phone mounts on their car. Some people have other accessories. What are your criteria when you buy certain products? What do you look for when you buy a new product?
If you talk about specifically as amount or something,
okay,
then I'm looking. Every product depends on the requirement and its flexibility.
Flexibility. Can you give me an example of
flexibility? Like if I give you an example of a mount, like an inbuilt mount can be a mount which can fit in, which can get any tab, any cell phone or anything.
Okay.
Even if a GPS Garmin is there, it can get fitted into it. So it's a flexibility on the size. But if I talk about my, revolving of my neck from screen to the on the front, what is going on? Then it totally depends on how comfortable I am. Maybe my front look is comfortable, and then waving my eyes right and left while driving, I'm completely uncomfortable with that. Just an example.
Yes.
Or maybe I'm comfortable with the left because I'm just, by watching it on the left side, I'm just watching whatever is happening on the road and what's coming ahead of me, right? So that's my comfort, whether I'm comfortable with right or left. So the device or anything which you're buying should be flexible enough where you can actually set up your comfort zone.
Okay.
Right. So,
now, if it's okay, I like to bring that from the phone mount to the said air freshener. What would you be looking for in the said air freshener? Because our air freshener, in terms of flexibility, it's kind of vague, right? So
I can explain it.
Okay.
Well, see, you like a fragrance of rose.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And your family doesn't.
Okay.
So maybe one of your family members is allergic to it.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to take care of that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So the product is not flexible, but your choice can be flexible enough to shuffle between the products.
Mm-hmm.
Like you like daisy, I like rose, and tulip is something which solves the purpose of both. Right?
Yes.
So this is how it goes.
Okay, I can see. In terms of smell flexibility when it comes to it.
That's what I'm saying. That it's you can't define this flexibility on some product like smell.
Like
you can't change it, but it's somewhere you have to be flexible enough with the comfort zone. That, okay, that's something which is going to work for you.
Okay, I can.
Because smell which makes you not to sit in a car. Sometimes it's a smell which is too harsh, good but too harsh in the car, so you can't survive when you need fresh oxygen.
Yes.
So that's what you have to do.
That's actually a very a common response today from the potency sometimes can actually give you headaches. So they actually don't prefer that smell over like a neutral air kind of smell, right? But that's a good feedback because we've been getting that a lot today. The reason why I keep talking about air fresheners is the reason is because the group of entrepreneurs, they're actually trying to create an air freshener. What they see in the market, they don't like what they see in the market. So the ones that are dominated in the Western markets are usually by like Febreze, Glade, and they usually all sell the same thing. And it's very chemically potent. And so the smell, and there's not a lot of choices when they go into a store to buy. And whether they buy from Glade, whether they buy from Febreze, whether they buy from whatever out there, they all say it's very similar because I don't know, this is the way they do the market research. So this company actually is a homage from a Japanese brand. Okay. So they derive a lot of their background from Japan, and so let me, if it's okay, I can just show you the product actually. So let me show you the product. And so prior to me showing you the product, one thing I like to keep in mind is that this is the prototype for them. And this group is they're trying to create a prototype. However, in order for me to, they kind of brought something for me to show to potential customers, and they didn't want to give away too much, and so they kind of just created something by hand instead of their actual final. So they did a final prototype, and they backstepped it to make sure that's not giving away too much, but still gives away an idea of what they're trying to make. And so it's not perfect. It's nowhere near perfect. And so what they really want you to see is just give me an impression of what you think. So if I may ask you to just think aloud, like any kind of, whenever you touch something, wherever you smell something, you feel something, whatever's in your head, your thought process, please let us know, because that's what they're really aiming for right now. And as a business analyst, I'm assuming that's very familiar for you.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you.
So this is, you can be very honest. If you don't like it, go right ahead, because I did not design this at all. I am just helping them in terms of doing market research. So if this product is something that you hate, that's totally fine. If there's probably like certain parts that you like, that's totally fine as well. But I will let you go ahead first and let me know your first impressions on their product.
By looking, or I just got a smell and
just anyway.
Okay, so through smell, I'll be honest with that. It's nothing else than soap.
Okay.
Nothing else than soap.
Okay.
You enter in a washroom which is clean enough where you can take a bath. This is the first one you get.
Okay.
Under the soap kept over there. Yeah. So
the smell is already not special. Not special. Okay, that's very good.
And look-wise, it's average. To be honest, everyone knows that it keeps hanging at the bottom.
Yes.
Right. And this is nothing but a balloon of kids.
Absolutely.
So somewhere the shape. I mean, hanging is okay because you have to keep it somewhere. So just to make it a design or just to make it attractive while looking, it should be something else, like a change, so that it can, can be something good. I mean, it looks like a just kind of paper made bloom and then kept with it. And smell wise, I already told you. So yeah, if I talk about the market competition, that's again an average product. If you want to make it eye-catching, then you have to look for something else. Maybe it is a design, and for sure the fragrance.
Okay.
For sure.
So right now, let me right, and what I'll do is I'll give you certain facts about what they're trying to do, and whether the fact they're actually achieving that's another story. So right now, currently on the market, I'll show you what's on the market. Right, that your typical right here. Right, these are the stuff that's on the market right now. Little tree, everybody knows the one that you hang, right? And most people know what this one is, the purple yeast, right? That's the one you want to buy, and you got certain other ones out there right now. So the currently one on the market, what they noticed was they are all very chemically heavy. They use certain chemicals, put in like whatever liquids in this Febreze one or whatever these ones are all actually chemicals. And so that's one of the things they're trying to do with their scent. Their scents are 100% organic.
Okay.
They are extracts. So what they're trying to do with their scent is aromatherapy. And in aromatherapy, there are certain scents that promote certain mental moods. And what they're trying to go for is they're trying to create moods of alertness and mental awareness and calming as well. So it's if I say it's kind of like the effect of caffeine, that's going way too far, right? They're trying to take maybe 2 steps back and just that as an aid, so as you drive, they create certain mental alertness and awareness, and also calm through aromatherapy. So these are actually the scents. These two are the scents right now, or one of the few scents that they created, is using extracts from certain ingredients that promotes mental awareness, such as lavender, citrus, rosemary, and there's other ones. I'm not a technical person when it comes to this. And so that's exactly what they are trying to do. So their scents, which is very interesting when I opened it up, you said the scent's already not special. One of the things that they're trying to do is using, promoting organics right now, and something they will say is more healthier for you. Now, because you use the ones on the market, these ones, has chemical, the fact that you smelling chemicals, have that even crossed your mind?
To be honest, no. But yeah, sometimes I scratch my nose when it's too heavy.
Yes.
Not in the car, I would say. When I'm talking about typical perfumes or sounds. Yeah. So then I feel sneezy or something like that. Just, I don't.
Is this something that you find as a health concern or not? Even now, because I'm not talking about, perhaps maybe I've not thought about, but now that I mentioned it, is that potentially something that you would think about actually?
Talking about chemicals, what is what? Of course, in the long run, you need to think about it. If I talk about the prison, then of course I might not have thought about it before you mentioned this. That's a concern for you.
So that's why the reason I mentioned is because the one on the market right now are all chemical, and somehow to get that potency, they have a lot of chemicals to go about doing it. And so what they went is using a very organic route, pure extract oil. So they're all as organic as they can get. I'd like to open one perhaps and have you kind of just smell the organic oil and let me know what you think.
Yeah, it has a soft smell, for sure.
Soft smell, yeah. What do you smell? Like, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Are there anything different as compared to the current stuff that you use?
As I said, that it is softer. Sometimes what happens when you open a new bottle, and you freshen it gives you a kind of pinchy smell at the first few seconds. It's because of the intensity of the chemical which gets familiarized with the environment.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So in that way, it is But I would say. Smell-wise, it is average, but yeah, soothing. It's like, it has a continuous impression from the box open until the time it ends.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's that's one of the things that we're trying to do. And the other one is they're trying to go with minimal waste, and they're trying to go for as green as possible. And all the material that they use are going for biodegradable. Right, and so most of these ones on the market are plastic, and you will have to throw those away in the garbage can. And with the chemicals that are residue that are left over, for example, that may not necessarily be, I guess, best for environments. Now, having me mention that, are there any thoughts?
That way, it is a good idea. Yeah. As far as wastage in plastic is concerned, again, this is something which is to be considered for sure. Nothing else, no.
Nothing else now, right? So in terms of design, what do you think of their design from your personal perspective? And perhaps maybe from a business analysis perspective as well.
My field is completely different, so
okay, no, that's perfect.
I'll have to think from this point. So shape-wise, as I told you, that see what happens that if I'm just giving you an example. Go to superstore.
Yes.
Right. If I put all kind of milks, right, in one can, you will be confused as a consumer.
Yes.
And I'll be spoiling my market. Right. So that's where the visual management comes in. That's where you get attractive. Okay, this is my organic section. This is the milk section of organic. If you want to go for a non-organic or homogeneous or something like that, this is the section where I have 3 categories. Right? It makes consumers' life easier and improves my business. Right? The same thing works here as well. Because honestly, if you're talking about this thing, I'm pretty much sure 95% of the population doesn't even think about, buying that product.
Absolutely.
Right. Now you're talking about something completely out of the box. People wouldn't, as I said, 95% you won't even think about what they're buying. This is that kind of product. Now you're putting something organic. That too in different ways with different shapes. First of all, you have to think that what can actually attract. Because if you're putting those products in Walmart, superstore, or any kind of groceries, because of course, we all know that if there is any independent perfume shop, you have to have a bigger cost involved. But if you're starting with an average cost, something that totally depends on those businesses and totally depends on those students, how they are launching it. But for me, it is like, first thing, it should be eye-catching. It should be eye-catching. I'm not asking you to change the design. I'm asking you to, the process, how you're going to launch it.
Yes.
How you're going to make it attractive. Okay, you called me, now I know about it. I might talk to 5 people about this product. That's a good strategy. But that totally depends on how good the impression was from me.
Absolutely.
Right. So that totally depends. As I said that for now, if I look at this product and you just right away go to a person and say that it is organic and yes, being a customer, there are 90% chances that I would just by saying that it is organic and
it's not big enough
of
a push, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. So that is something which you need to think about to make it eye-catching and to bring it in a better way. Organic is something which we are more and more towards food.
Yes.
Right. But I'm sure that by 2050 there will be organic process for sure. Okay. So this is something which should be more better kind of platform, kind of better presentation, to be honest.
Yeah. So presentation, so packaging would obviously
packaging, shapes. Like these all look like a box. These all look like a box, and trust me, this big box for a person like me is blocking something.
Okay. So visually, it's also a functional.
Exactly. And it's not about hanging. You can think of keeping something at the back seat.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, that's
Right.
yeah. Most of them they were actually originally designed as you can see with the hanging. Most people
Yeah.
they hang
Some
to the-
people, I mean, I get irritated. Why I don't use hanging thing? I get irritated. Something is just keep moving and just I'm not concentrated.
Mhm.
So this is something. I mean, you have to think different ways. That okay, we have brought something which is good for health, which is good for this, but visually, if you talk about, you can't find it anywhere. The car has the smell, but yeah, it's gone somewhere.
That's great feedback, actually. Yeah, and that's something I don't think they have thought too much about. So I believe that is great new feedback to hear, actually. I guess from a business analyst standpoint, you look at it from outside the box. Right? You
See,
look at it-
actually, I mean, it's been almost 11, 12 years. Of course, it is not in those, those industries. I've been into banking products and all this stuff, but I have to think about, as you said, the think outside the box. Our chairman used to say that if you have to increase or improve your bank, you have to think outside. So don't think that you are sitting at the counter of the bank. Think that you are the customer heading towards the counter of the bank and what you expect the counter to be. Then only you'll come to know that what actually needs to be done.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That I'm whatever you're giving it to me, I'm just thinking that okay, if I have to sell this, what all I'm gonna do with this. Yeah.
So aside from fixing up the set appearance or just the functionality of the product, what is the biggest off-put currently to you for this set product? What's off-putting you? What's upsetting you the most about this product?
It's not upsetting me because I'm not considering myself consumer product.
Okay.
It might because you have to explain these many things.
Absolutely, yeah.
You have to explain these many things again and again. Might be frustrating for you and annoying for the customer. Why I have to evolve and why I have to invest that much amount of time for $5 investment?
Absolutely, yes.
Which will keep on hanging in my car, which I drive just an hour a day. So there's something. As I said, the visual, I mean, that might. I'm not very much sure because, of course, in a country like Canada or US or any North American country or the countries who are which are getting more and more, I would say, aware of the things between, and they are able to differentiate between organics, non-organics, and chemicals and everything, and they are actually very much aggressive and active about what to accept, what not to accept, right? So I'm not sure, but yeah, they might not be angry or upset about it, but yeah, since it is a time-taking thing, and I think there is a 0% population which have time left in this today's world. So that is something, as I said, that visual management is the most important thing because you are launching a product which is available in different forms in a highest competition, right? So this is something. First of all, you have to go for, as I said, marketing strategy or something like that, in which visual management, what you say, what is it? You're going talking to the five people. At least out of five, one person will be there who will be okay, who will be curious. Okay, there is something new, organic. How does it look like? Oh, it looks like a boy's book. Oh, made of paper. Yeah. Okay. And how does it look? I said, yeah, you just have to put few drops and then it'll keep on smelling and all this stuff. Okay. So it's just a balloon, right? Totally depends that if a person is, there are a few extractive, most protective, and I would say possessive people, over possessive people, who will definitely would have a look if they are over possessive. To be honest,
Yes.
yeah, then they will have a look and then how they will. Because few people, due to that organic or non-organic sense, they compromise a lot of things. I've seen people stop drinking milk if organic is not available or organic vegetables are not there, so then I'm going to have food or something like that. That category still can, go ahead with that. But if I'm sure that that is not your business target or that is not your marketing area,
then I'm not sure what.
I mean, I'm just giving an example. So, yeah, I mean, visually, if you put this thing in front of anyone, right? So, of course, I would say 80% of the chances are like, people won't find any difference.
With the current market.
Except you mentioned organic.
Yes.
That's the like where you put this organic work.
And that is with the physical actual product. Really, what happens is originally they were going for Japanese homage with origami shapes, right? You know, Japanese origami where they pull cranes on paper.
I heard about it.
Oh, yeah. So they're just kind of like they're folding like the origami, and they're trying to show different type of products that's gonna be hanging on it. So using different types of shapes that's supposed to have symbolic meanings in the art of Zen. So it's definitely great to come to hear from perspective, especially from such a business analyst. That's probably one of the best.
Just forget about that part.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
I'm
personal.
talking about being an actual consumer.
Yes.
If I talk about consumers, because trust me, if I were in India, I would have sold millions of products like this. Because Indian market goes like this. That's a country of million people, 140 million people.
Yeah.
So I can sell my product like this, and I can attract people like this. Because I appreciate the part, and to be honest, the least cost with the maximum output has been done with these things. Right?
Yes.
So, but it is Canada. It is the North American market, which is very fishy and choosy. Trust me. Even if you're talking about someone's good, like me, you're talking about organic things and all the things. But again, I'm using my devil mind that no. Okay, so
every time when it comes to spending money in North America, it's always no.
Exactly.
And prove to me why I should spend money.
Exactly. And looking at the population, you have a very comparatively very less gentry available. If you're talking about 140 million in just a country which is, I guess, 1/5 in area of Canada.
Yeah.
Okay, and 5 or maybe more than 10 times in population. There, if you go like this, and I guess all the upper middle class family, which is the biggest population, middle class and upper middle class, they will definitely go. Here it is like, even if you say that it'll attract the kids, then the driver is going to say, trust me.
Yes.
So, yeah, there are two things which I find which is really fishy for me in this product is like organic thing. I appreciate that it is good for health and everything, but if I'm a consumer, why should I?
Absolutely. And you know what? So far, your feedback has been definitely invaluable. It's amazing to hear your personal thoughts into this product, right? All the products, all the information that you have given has been very honest and candid, which is actually what they're going to be really expecting, what they really appreciate from this. But aside from all these, are there any other questions any questions at all that you may have?
Not at the moment.
Okay, well, that's actually all the questions I have. And if that's everything, then I want to thank you so much for coming in today. Everything that's been helped. I have your gift card right here. Yeah, so there will be a gift card. Or were you planning to help out just for being very nice?
Thank you so much for that.
That's one thing you'll find about Canadians too. They don't come in and give their time for free.
Well, I have free time, so
well, this is a very Canadian thing. So one of the things was we give out a gift card for taking your time, and just learning so much from you.
Awesome.
And the amount the gift card is nothing compared to what we have learned from you.
Well, you have my number. I mean, if later on you want to gain my experience, whatever I can give to you for free.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Trust me, I enjoy doing that. I mean, there have been so many, my institutions which are going on in India.
Yes.
There are some business analysis institutions in India which are still taking my help, and as a senior person or as an experienced person in different industries, because I have worked in manufacturing, analytics, banking, IT, all the sectors. So yeah, I like enjoying the things, and even if you give me a piece of biscuit to sell or a piece of biscuit to analyze, I'll be having the same kind of mentality, whether it is a plane or a sewing machine.
Yeah,
so if you need any help,
do you have a business card maybe, or?
Right now, I don't.
I do have your contact. I do have your contact. I myself, aside from marketing consulting, I actually do run my own business as well.
Oh, okay.
Sure. I do sound barriers. Oh, okay. So we do some. I actually have a manufacturing plant. I manufacture concrete standards or the government. So if you drive by highways, you'll probably see concrete walls on the side of the road.
Yes, I do.
There's residential people behind them.
Right.
Anything that's built within the last 10 years, that's very likely one of my products out there.
Oh, awesome.
Right? So, and that's why I love hearing feedback from people who are especially more knowledgeable than me when it comes to various areas. It's so much to learn.
Yeah, it's. I mean, one should be, because I'm also. I mean, since I said that I'm just 11 years into these industries and in this kind of business, I'm always open to this where I work. Probably, maybe I'll be having the business, or maybe I'll be supporting as a consultant somewhere. So I always have to be open, because I mean, if you're saying that I'm your senior, you being a junior can give me something as a knowledge. Maybe later on you can come up with a fresh idea. Okay, I have to work on that. That again, that's going to help me in future.
Yeah, okay, so exactly. It's mutual benefit for both of us.
Exactly. So you have my number and my email address. So let me know.
All right. Thank you very much for coming today.
You're welcome.
I hope you have a good weekend.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.